Hey guys, I'm Pierre Piscatelli, and I'm going to show you all how to play comfortably Numb. Watch this. The first thing we're going to do is play a B minor chord with the right hand, B, D, and F sharp, with fingers 1, 3, and 5. Just like that. You're going to play this chord 8 times. As you can hear, no hands, I am holding the pedal to give a nice sustaining effect, right? It's too dry if you don't. You don't want that, so use your pedal, and the left hand should play a B, which is the root, and just hold the root. I like to play octaves, so I have 2 Bs actually, like that. So if you can reach the octave, do the octave. If not, a single note is just fine. So altogether that would sound like this for the introduction. So it's really 2 measures long, 4 strikes or 4 quarter notes per bar, which equals 8. Now for the verse, we are going to stay on the B minor that we already have and play it for 1 bar, so 4 times. And then we're going to move everything down right to A. So A in the left hand is just 1 white key away, like that. Right hand is a bit different. It's A, C sharp, and E. So there's a black key in the middle. It feels a little bit different. Just like that. Play it for 1 bar. 2, 3, 4. Then bring everything down to G. So left hand is G. And right hand is G, B, D. G major. Like that. Now I only played it twice because there is a left hand move that you have to do. It goes like this. And that's a full measure there, so let me talk you through it. Right hand doesn't change. We just played G major 4 times. But what the left hand did was G, F sharp, E. Let me do that again. And it doesn't always line up with the right hand, so watch carefully. It's a little bit tricky. So the hands are together, then the right hand, then the left, then together, then the right. So you have to check out that choreography. When is it just right hand? When is it left? When is it together? When is it none of them, right? So again, one more time. Together, right, left, together, right. Now, why didn't we move the right hand chord? Why is it still G? Well, when you move your left hand down to E, the identity of the chord, the totality, changes to E minor 7. Now, Pink Floyd, sometimes they just play E minor, sometimes it's E minor 7. It doesn't really matter. I think the E minor 7 sounds better. If you moved it just to plain E minor, you would get this. Right? I think that's a little bit dull. I think it's better to keep the right hand structure where it is to create E minor 7. After you do that, you're going to play B minor again, so go back to your first chord. And that's your cycle of chords for the verse. So let me put it all together. So that cycle happens 3 times. And there's one more thing that you can add in here. You'll hear this in the background in the orchestra. There are some winds and strings in the background, adding some very cool, colorful notes. And where you hear that the most is in the B minor chord, the first one. You'll frequently hear this extra note right there, C sharp, which is the second degree in B. So we can call that a B minor add 2. Some people like to call it add 9. It's really an add 2. See how much more colorful that is? So the regular B minor is this, adding the 2 with the second finger right here, C sharp, which you can do occasionally, don't overdo it. That adds some nice color. So this whole cycle is 3 times. I'm going to play through that for you guys so you see what happens. Here we go. That was one time. That was the second time. Okay, that was the third time. Now let me teach you guys the pre-chorus. This is my favorite part because you get to do this. Right? It just sounds pretty. So here's what we are going to do. They're just simple chords that are arpeggiated, meaning that you are playing the notes individually, one at a time. So here's what's going to happen. The left hand plays D. Again, I prefer octaves like that. That's our root. Right hand plays D major, which is D, F sharp, A, 1, 3, 5. But now, your second finger, which is just hanging out, add E, which is the 2, the second degree. So it's really a D major add 2. We just talked about this with the B minor chord. So there it is. Left hand again plays D. And we are going to roll the chords from top to bottom. We're going to do this for the entire pre-chorus. Watch this, 4 times. Again. Now we are going to move the left hand to A. Right hand does something pretty similar. The pinky stays on A, but the other fingers move. So it goes A, E, D, C sharp. This is an inversion of an A with an added 4. Like that. So just copy my fingers. Once you do that, go back to the original D major with the added 2. Now we are going to play an A chord again, but it's going to be in root position. We are going to pick up and move to this. So from top to bottom, E, C sharp, B, A. It is now an A with an added 2, because B is 2 in the world of A. So altogether, it looks like this. After that, we move to C major, but of course we're adding the 2, right? So instead of just a plain C major chord, second finger, we'll play D. Left hand, of course, is on C, which is the root. 4 times. Now move your left hand to G. Right hand will play G, D, C, B from top to bottom. Like that. But wait, on the 4th time, we have to do something a little bit different. Watch this. Did you catch that? So here's what we do. So after the 3rd time, cross your second finger over to G, then back to thumb on B, second finger on D, pinky on G. Back to C, Here it comes. Now that's the pre-chorus. You do that whole thing twice. So this is a good opportunity for me to show you all of that because we have to play it a second time anyway. So here it goes. So that's the pre-chorus progression. Remember to do it twice. Now the chorus, I have become comfortably numb. It's the shortest chorus in history. It's very short. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play A major. And we're no longer arpeggiating, no more do-do-do-do-do, that's over. We're going back to that ballad quarter note chord feel. So just plain A major. Now, keeping up with the theme of the past few chords, you can, of course, add the 2 with the second finger, which would be a B, like that. I personally like it. And then you're going to do this anticipation that goes like this. So that's your chorus. So after you play this A chord 3 times, you're going to move the left hand to a B octave, and the right hand will play B, D, and G from bottom to top. This is a G over B chord, right? Or G major in first inversion, like that. Then you go to C major, plain old C major. C in the left hand, C, E, G right hand. Down to G major like this, B, D, G, right hand, left hand on G. And then finally, D major, so left hand on D octaves, right hand on A, D, F sharp. So let me go through that. A major, G over B, C major, G major, D major. Now let me play it in time. And that's your chorus. After that is one of the famous guitar solos. There are 2 on this song. So what you can do for the guitar solos, it's the same chords as the pre-chorus. So you can just go back to under the guitar solo, but to add some variation, I actually like to stop the arpeggiating. So I like to turn these into block chords and just go. See how it's a little bit different? Now you're going to do a chorus. And then it's going to go into a verse. Now you might recall that the first verse that I taught you guys was a little bit long. It was 3 revolutions of the chord progression. This upcoming verse is only 2, so it looks like this. That was 1. That's it, that was 2. Next, we're gonna do a pre-chorus, and this is unchanged from the first pre-chorus that I showed you. It's just as long. Here's the chorus. But now, we're going to add one more bar of D. And this sets us up for the epic guitar solo that essentially ends the song. Now, this guitar solo is over a different chord progression. This is over the verse chords. So it's going to be over this, the B minor, A major, right? So you essentially do that whole round many times. And depending on who you're playing with, if you're in a band setting or whatever, you're gonna kind of have to just watch your bandmates cue each other. Unless the guitarist is learning David Gilmour's solo verbatim, it's not really going to be a predetermined number of cycles. So just make sure you're communicating with your bandmates. On the original recording, this does just fade out, but if you want to end it, you can do this. And slow down here, and then end on the B minor at the end of the verse cycle. I think that's how Pink Floyd does it live, typically. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to end the song. That's how I play comfortably Numb. I hope this lesson was helpful. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.